Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2020 in Toronto, and we are now at the booth of RNC Minerals. You remember Royal Nickel Corporation, and actually it will be now the new Royal Nickel Corporation. And with me here is my good old friend Paul Huet. Good to see you. The former CEO from Klondex. We have worked there already together, and it was a big success. And I have a good feeling that this will be again a good success, as you are now the CEO of RNC, of course. And maybe you give our viewers a short insight into the company, please.
Sure, thanks, Johan. It's a pleasure to be here today. So RNC was predominantly focused on nickel up until I joined the company about 6 months ago. And we've made it very clear now that we're a gold-focused company. So we've made a lot of changes in 6 months, Johan. We bought a new mill, we bought a new mine, we've started production. We weren't in production when I first joined, so now we're sustaining production at about 8,000 ounces a month. We put out guidance in second half of 2019 of 40 to 49,000 ounces, and I'm really pleased to say that we exceeded that guidance at the same time as we're reducing the all-in sustaining costs. So when I first started, our all-in sustaining costs were around $1,300 an ounce. We dropped them about 12% to $1,183 in Q3. That was our first quarter owning the mill, Johan. Our second quarter owning the mill, we're going to put out those numbers here on our fourth quarter financials. But you'll see a similar trend where those cost reduction efforts that we put into place are really helping us and are going to help our shareholders. So
fantastic. And it means that you generate already cash flow, right?
We're generating some really positive cash flow. So just to give you a bit of snapshot, when I first joined at the end of June 30th, we had a negative $8.7 million working capital. That's what we were faced with when I first got into the company. We put out some numbers before our financials here. We ended Q4 with $37 million in cash. We used $3 million to pay down some of our debt. That doesn't happen by accident. That's a real success of a whole team functioning together on all cylinders, where the mine, the operations, the group in Australia, the new team we're putting together have really, really delivered, and we're going to continue on that path. 2020 is an exciting, encouraging year for us as well, where we put out guidance of similar 90 to 95,000 ounces. The important thing, Johan, is that excludes any of that coarse gold that you see behind us. You know, we're not using any of those numbers that we're putting out for guidance.
So that comes on top.
That's over and above, and we know we're going to mine that. And look, one of the things we were saddled with at when we first got the operation of Higginsville, we had a large royalty in place. I'm extremely pleased.
You negotiated that again, right?
We renegotiated that from 7% down to about 2%. What a change in a district that has 1,800 square kilometers in Western Australia. So we've unlocked a district, and if you follow our recent press releases, you'll see some of the exciting results we've had. We've had 5 new areas that we're opening up, all a result of unlocking that new royalty. So exciting times for RNC and our shareholders.
Wow, that is fantastic. Great. As I watched already some beautiful of your coarse gold, and I mean, I think it's super conservative that you are not planning with any ounces into your forecasting. Despite that, what is your, let's say, private expectation, or what could we expect from what you have seen so far in the coarse gold? Can we say, like, you can add maybe another 5,000 ounces plus or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that realistic?
Look, I don't want to give a number like that. Here's what I will say. I'll say this. In 2018, the coarse gold discovery of Father's Day was found. It yielded about 30,000 ounces. In 2019, we've discovered an additional 10 to 12,000 ounces. Those are ounces over and above production, and now we're in production. And our Beta Hunt mine, at the average grade, is economic, and that's a real message here. We are going to understand this. We're really working hard at understanding the geology, what makes up with it, how it's located, how it's deposited with the iron-rich stuff. There'll come a time when we have enough information and enough reconciliation to put it into our mine plan. For now, we're going to be conservative, but still, our first year of solid production, our first year in the company's history where we're generating cash flow, it's a pretty exciting time.
That's fantastic. That's outstanding.
Thanks.
So, not really congratulations on that. I'm a shareholder of your company also, so I appreciate it really. Despite the share price did not move too much so far, but it's a great opportunity, of course, now.
It's a great buying opportunity.
Especially at gold at 1550, 1600, I mean, you...
And Johan, 23, 24, 2500 it hit Australian. Don't forget that.
Exactly.
So, as you're pointing out, those are US dollars. try mining gold in Australia with that currency, the FX. It's amazing the prices there. So don't ever underestimate that.
That's right. Perfect. So can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on your 2020 game plan? I would say, saying exploration. What do you want to do? How many meters you are now planned so far to be drilled? What do you want to do, let's say, to enlarge the mine life, bring up the resources, maybe to upgrade resources to reserves, etc., etc.?
So 2019, at the very end, we actually put out the first 2P reserve at Beta Hunt, which is exciting. It's a 2P reserve of 300,000 ounces for Beta Hunt. We have yet to put out our own 2P reserve at Higginsville. We will do that. It'll take us a full year because we're consolidating a lot of data. Plus, we have to redo all the work with the reduction in the royalty. It changes things. So we're digitizing old information. We're consolidating stuff from the last 20 years, putting it together.
So you have all that data and the
we
core.
have it all, and we're putting it together now.
Yeah.
And you're seeing some of the early on results actually with some of the open pits that we've just announced here. So we have probably one of the most aggressive exploration budgets in this district in a long time. We're going to be spending about $10 million Australian for about 50,000 meters. It's been unheard of in this district because it's been so locked up with that royalty. On top of the guidance that we put out for the ounces, we're going to be reducing our all-in sustaining costs. Our target is to get all-in sustaining costs at $1,000 an ounce US. And then while
can you also go below, you think?
Oh, there's opportunities. Remember, no coarse gold in here. So there's opportunities there. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. We're trying to demonstrate that these deposits can be economic at the average grade. This coarse gold, and look, Beta Hunt was originally a nickel mine, Johan. A lot of people don't understand that. There's some nickel opportunities that we're going to be exploring and taking advantage of that we can use as a byproduct credit to reduce our all-in sustaining costs.
That would be great.
So what we'll find here is real quickly, because we unlocked that royalty with Morgan Stanley, we've got a district 1,800 square kilometers. We're going to be faced with one of the greatest problems in mining history, where our mill might be undersized, where we might have to
but that's a luxury problem.
That's a luxury problem, where we're looking, we've talked about this, but we're already looking at ore sorters. We're looking at increasing the engineering and the throughput in the plant. We've added 2 more open pits to our pipeline here. This is an exciting time for us and our shareholders with RNC as it continues to evolve.
Absolutely. No, I think there's a lot of short-term future potential, I would call it. Reducing costs, doing more coarse gold, bringing up production, nickel byproduct. That's really a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Look, and
super.
At the same time, where we've made a concentrated effort at attracting some institutional shareholders. We're adding a lot of institutional shareholders who believe in a long-term story. We've made tremendous changes to the board of directors. I've come on the board. Warwick Morley-Jepson, who's the COO of Ivanhoe, former COO of Kinross, has joined the board.
Wow.
We have Chad Williams, who is a former CEO and founder of Red Cloud. So you're starting to see the board shift and change along with the previous board members so that we can have a more consolidated group to really advance the company into the future. And then management, right? Look, I just want to talk about one thing. Johan, we hired a managing director, Graham Sloan, in Western Australia. He hired 2 new GMs. Before we had put this team into place, our turnover rate in Western Australia, this is an actual number, was 87%. This is a fly-in, fly-out camp. We would fly 100 guys in on Sunday. They would work their 2-week rotation. On the week that they'd return, only 13 of those 100 returned. We're talking engineers, geologists, surveyors, miners. It was so out of control. Our turnover rate today is 16%. That's because we've put in the right people, because we have cash on the balance sheet, because we're running a safe operation, because we're delivering. So people recognize it there as miners as well when they want to come to work every day.
It's a real company.
It's a real deal.
Fantastic, super. Can you maybe give us also one word on your nickel project where you still have, I think, 28%, right?
Yes.
In Canada.
Yeah, so look, I'm happy that if anybody wants to come to the booth, Jana, our president of our nickel division, is here as well, so she can answer a lot more. But look, we own 28% of Dumont. It's an exciting nickel project. We own, the other 72% is owned by Waterton. We are continually looking at opportunities at what we can create value for our shareholders. If you think of our share price today, there's not a lot of value of our nickel asset. So
I think it's almost zero, right?
You're probably right, actually. Look, we have our own internal valuations, and we know we're undervalued in the gold and in nickel. But the truth is there's probably no nickel price. So it's, for any of those who are new shareholders, it really is an option on nickel. Nickel goes up, we're seeing a lot more interest in this nickel property. It is a top-notch, world-class asset.
So that means that you could imagine for the right price you would sell the stake, for example?
We would consider divesting it. It always makes sense to do what's best for our shareholders, trying to take advantage of future nickel prices. But divesting it, it's certainly something we're going to consider, given the right pricing. Divesting it with some kind of upside in the future, now that makes the most sense for my shareholders, and I'll always do what's best for my shareholders.
Lovely to hear that, as I am one.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like a super game plan, and I would say you keep us posted and just do the fantastic work that we've done last year. Just do it also this year. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it will be a big success as we saw with Condex.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Super. Right. Paul, thank you very much. Fantastic.
Take care.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Paul Huet, the CEO of RNC Minerals. Yeah, and you heard it. Everything is really full on track, and he fulfilled his promises last year already, and I'm pretty sure he will fulfill his promises for this year also, like as he said, like approximately 95,000 ounces of gold production for this year. And when I look at this lovely coarse gold here at the booth, I'm pretty sure that they maybe dig out some more ounces than that. And so from that side, that will be fantastic. Yeah, exactly. That's real gold in the rock here. I love that. Can I get this as a present?
No gifts. Sorry, Johan, no gifts.
Maybe can I declare this a dividend?
No thanks.
Okay, good. So he has to keep it. No, but it's an excellent company, still at a very low share price, and I'm a shareholder, as I said. And so from that side, check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Toronto.